You never get an answer when we're knocking at the door with 1,000 million questions about hate and death and war. Because when we stop and look around.
In the neighborhood training, this week we're going to work on the Mill Road neighborhood of Falmouth, bordered by Sitter's Pond, and Salt Pond. Just wanted to make sure that was actually coming in for our focus here. Yeah. Sitter's Pond over here runs the length behind Town Hall and behind Pin Oak Way and those areas, and also on the side of Walker Street and Lakeway, all in there. That's Sitter's Pond. And then Salt Pond is here on the western side of Mill and on the eastern side of Elm. And we're going to, Mill Road runs from Surf Drive down to Locust Street, and we're going to work on the Emmons Road neighborhood, Pondlet Place, the roads off of Mill, and we're also going to look at Pin Oak Way and Sitter's Pond Road up in that area there. Pretty flat area there. The only other features that I want to point out just real briefly is the location of the town cemetery. Right in here at Access Road off of Mill. And that's about it. The terrain out there is pretty flat, so we don't have to worry about that. This area here is predominantly a wood frame structures. Let's say about 99% of them are single-family dwellings. However, there are some areas where they do have a couple of condominium structures in there. And as we can see from this map here, there's hydrants throughout the neighborhood of Mill Road, so we don't have to worry about water. And the hydrant flow in that area is pretty good. We're looking at approximately 1,000 gallons a minute. For some reason, the Sitter's Pond Lane neighborhood has about 600 gallons, 600 or 700 gallons a minute. It must be because it's older mains, so they don't. A little bit less than 1,000 gallons, but the rest of the neighborhoods there are up on it. And I guess while we're here, we might as well start here. The Sitter's Pond Road. Right here is about 20 houses or so in there, all single-family wood frames. Good size, pretty good size houses in there, but they're pretty much capes, ranches, colonials, with attached garages and so forth. And then right next to Sitter's Pond Lane is we have Pin Oak Way with Dwight Place running off to the right, servicing these 4 or 5 homes right here. And thus we have Woods Hole Road. I'm going to work our way down Elm. And as we come down Elm, the first housing development that we come to here is Emmons Road. Runs right into here. So, and then we have Emmons Road, Pond Road on the end. Of course, it would be right on Sitter's Pond. It'd be Pond Road. And then we have Gull Road that runs through the middle of Emmons, and then we have South Road. So that's part of that development there. Approximately 20 or so single-family dwellings. And right here is one area here that we're talking about is a condominium development. There's 3 buildings there. One is a large late 1800s mansion that's been divided up into condos. I believe there's 3 or 4 condos in there. And then there's 2 buildings of more modern construction with 3 condos each in there. And that's called Mill Meadow. And that's, I believe, like 178 and 180 Mill. And right across from there we run into Pierce Place, an Old Colony Place, and Pondlet Place over here. About 15 structures in there. There is another condo building here. It's another late 1800s mansion that has been cut into, I believe, about 4 condos. We'll take a look at a picture of that later on. So, and you can kind of keep, you know, just an idea. You go into a place like Pierce Place and you say, oh, it's all single-family houses, but yet you could possibly confronted with, you know, multi-family house here. There's no box on it. I don't believe there's a sprinkler system on it. So, you know, obviously a fire potential there and rescue. And as we move down Mill, the first road we come to is Fowler's Lane. And then we come to Salt Pond Road here. This is a loop road. Now we'll just move the map up a little bit and work our way down. Next road we come to is, I believe, Herring Pond Lane. Whoop, we got a little out of focus there. There we go. Alright, this is Herring Pond Lane here. Then we have Hedge Lane. And then we have Seagull Lane here. And then we're back out on Surf. So pretty straightforward. This house here is another house, 323 or 333, whatever it is there. That is another late 1800s. It has been kept as a single family structure, however, but it is a late 1800s building. And the reason I point those out is what should come to mind with us. Obviously substantial construction, perhaps, full dimensional timber, and maybe you know, some sort of post and beam, but also the possibility of balloon frame construction. So just different things to keep in mind. And then the Mill Road parking lot for the beach. And we will just go back here a little bit, and we'll take a picture, take a look at some of the photos at the of the houses. Just kind of give us an idea of what the structures are. This house here is a house in by Gull Road. Obviously, it's just this little straightforward cape. Probably 2,000, 2,500 square foot. Looks like it's built in the 1950s with an attached garage. Nothing real special there. And here is the Mill Meadow. One of the buildings on there, what they took, this late 1800s mansion, broke it up into, I believe, about 3 condos here, and then they built 2 other structures on the property with 3 condos each. Obviously this building here is 5,000–6,000 square foot, quite possibly balloon frame, 3 stories. So we're going to keep aware of that. And then we have this building here, which hopefully it will come up. Alright, maybe it's not. Okay, there we go. Here's another larger colonial style building. I took a picture of this only because we see our typical capes and so forth. This looks like a 40s or 50s vintage, pretty well constructed colonial. But you know, we're talking 2.5 story, pretty good size. You know, 2,500 square foot, but there's access all the way around the property, which is just like to point those out. Different structures than we may see at some other places. Now this is the condo complex there on Pierce Place. You say this is a pretty rambling late 1800s mansion. This has been cut into four, I believe. I saw 4 mailboxes, and obviously we see here, to give us a clue, is we see a bank of electric meters. It shows 5. There's probably 1 for some common electrical need, but the rest of it is shows for the 4 condos that are there. And here we have second floor egress to this side here. So if we were to have an issue with this building, obviously it's a lot older, and it would certainly give us a challenge in a firefighting perspective, or even for a EMS perspective of bringing someone down from upper stories. And let's see what this last house is here. Oh, okay, look at this little pretty little snowscape here, a beautiful Cape Cod home. Once again, nice little 3/4 Cape, a little detached garage, and a nice little Element parked in the garage there. Very nice. But that kind of gives us an idea of some of the structures in there. All right. And we'll just take a quick shot here. We'll just review the features of the neighborhood that we spoke about. All right, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. You can do it. Here you go. All right, pretty snappy computer system we have here. All right, so this is the Mill Road neighborhood that we're speaking about. Wood frame, a couple those 4 condo buildings, Mill Meadow in Pierce Place, and hydrants. We do have some of the hazards. They call it the very light hazards, but we'll just point them out anyway. Some features: the late 1800s era structures, the multifamily condos, the Old Town Cemetery, not really a hazard, more of a point of interest, and Salt Pond and Sitters Pond. And as the roads, as we've mentioned, Mill and Surf are the main, and running down Mill is Seagull, Hedge, Herring Pond, Salt Pond, Fowlers, and then you have Pierce Place, Pondit Place, and Old Colony. The Emmons Road neighborhood is Emmons, Pond, Gull, and South. And then Pin Oak, you have that little side road, Dwight Place, and then also Sitters Pond Road. And that about wraps it up for this edition of Neighborhood Training. Pretty straightforward of the Mill Road neighborhood. All right, well, in the meantime, stay safe and eat healthy.